Hey, we synchronized booped.
Yeah. Hey, Patreons. Kevin here.
And Scott.
Okay. You're getting a really short video clip right now because it's a teaser for a longer video clip.
Look at the man. He's choked up over it.
I wouldn't say that. I just swallowed wrong. What we're going to do here is the show 111, which we will do the podcast intro in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just give you guys a shout out here in video land, so to speak, that we're going to refer you back to a video that we put together last year at this time. And it's all about Jeepin with Judd. The big event down here in Polk County, Florida. Unfortunately, due to things related to COVID, like they limited the number of people who could have tickets, Scott going back to school, Kevin building a new house,
Scott being an essential worker.
Yeah, we were not able to get tickets to it. We could have, but the point was it was just not going to work for our personal schedule.
Yeah.
However, we also realized that we actually never did a podcast on Jeepin with Judd for 2020.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that was right before COVID exploded. So what we're going to do is give you guys the audio cast of us from the Jeep as a podcast. And we're also going to take the video and run it up to public status so that all listeners get a chance to listen to it. And I'm sorry if you guys already saw it last year. If you're a long-term Patreon, thank you again. But we figured it was kind of the best that we could do for sharing what it's like to be on Jeepin with Judd's trails. Even if you saw it before, you may remember and want to go back and particularly pay attention towards the middle when we're in the off-camber situation where Scott is...
3-point death grip.
Yeah, 3 points, and my seat covers will never be the same. But it was a lot of fun for us and memories of happier Jeeping times where you didn't have to keep 6 feet between Jeeps.
Yeah, and a face diaper.
So, yeah. So with that, folks, we'll... Obviously, you can watch us do the podcast lead-in, which is going to be pretty much repeating exactly what we just said.
We did, but, this is special for you guys.
Well...
It is.
It is. I guess it is. It's, this is life in COVID. So, let's see. Was there anything else we were going to add?
No, anything really. Yeah.
Although I admit that McDonald's was really good that early morning.
Exactly.
It was. So, with that, do you want to open or do you want me to?
I'll go ahead and open.
Okay.
All right.
You just can't do it with a straight face.
I cannot do it. It's like a flatulent giraffe scenario.
That's our Scott.
Yes. Hey, Jeepers and Jeepettes. Welcome to show 111, where we're going to bring to you some vintage Kevin and Scott.
Yeah.
I am Scott, the slapstick parts guy, and I continue on a mission to remember what I was trying to say because I've had my nose into books and doing all kinds of school lessons and stuff like that, with occasionally handing out an occasional part. And while I will share that my co-host Kevin is across the way as I fumble this intro.
Hey, Jeeples, Kevin here, the engineer, the guy who reads the instructions, uses the right tools, and mostly follows the instructions, and typically remembers his lines. But
who'd want to do that?
Who'd want to do that? That's right.
Freeform.
As he said, we're going into show 111, better known as 111.
Yep.
And this is going to be a first for us.
Yes.
It is, as he says, some vintage for you guys.
Yeah.
We realized as we were sitting here frustrated that Jeeping with Judd is coming up. And we're not going to make it this year.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Really wanted to, but life has conspired in such ways that, as Scott said, going back, becoming a student of the radiological arts.
Yep.
And I am in the process of attempting to get my new home and shop built. And both of which have kind of... taken time. And furthermore, Jeepin with Judd, because of the big C word, has limited the participation levels.
Right.
And so honestly, it was one of those things where it's better to leave the tickets open for someone else than us taking them up. However, you guys didn't get much of a show about it last year. Most of it was pumped into a very nice video where we did some recording and a lot of videoing. Tried some new video tricks where we have multi-camera angles synchronized, so we're in the Jeep and you get a picture of us and you get to see the Jeep view out the front. And we basically videoed our whole day at Jeepin with Judd. And we are going to release that show to public. And so this is a very short intro. Scott's going to take the audio from that show and put together a podcast for you to listen to. If you've
probably going to be a part A, part B, because it is almost 2 hours.
It's almost 2 hours long, but it's a lot of fun. But I will strongly urge you to take this free opportunity for something that's normally limited to Patreons, and watch the video, because there's a lot of visual humor in the off-camber section. We'll just leave it at that.
Make sure to keep an eye on the microphone, or the CB cable, and the trees behind the picture.
Yes, the trees in the background do funny things, leaning to the right and then leaning to the left. And the cable bops Scott in the face a few times. And when he puts his head on my shoulder, it's not because he's tired or feeling affectionate.
Aww.
Gravity is taking its toll.
I could have been trying to wipe the eye booger out of my eye, maybe.
You could have, but I could see the look on your face. I mean, Scott's usual jovial self slowly fades away.
Well, because for a brief time, again, we don't get many of these options in Florida because we're flatland. There's a couple times where you think you're going to die.
Well, what you can't see, and I will set the stage, that on Scott's side of the Jeep, we are right next to a swamp and pond with beady little eyes and nostrils floating along, watching Jeeps go by, going, is it crunchy? Is it tasty?
Hey, that guy likes a lot of hot sauce. He'll be spicy.
So Scott was having some difficulties not having the steering wheel in his hand.
It's kind of like when you relinquish control, you're kind of like, but then you kind of realize, hey, it's not my Jeep if we break it.
The only problem is you would have been in the water first.
Nah, it's all right. I know how to swim. But
so with that, folks, we will.
I did want to make a quick little, I guess, announcement, if you will, about the leashes.
Public service announcement. Yes.
Over the past few months, I have been witness to some serious accidents.
Right.
And unfortunately, in both of those accidents, the family dog had died.
And it was not a good situation, and I'll save him that because it was a little struggling for him, having just traveled with his dog. And in both instances, it appears that the animal would have survived, possibly unharmed, had the dog been secured with a pet restraint system that clicks into the rear seat belts. These were not Jeep related, so don't go looking for it like that, but these were just situations where Scott and Dory, or just Scott, were at locations where people ran red lights, and dogs did not stay with the vehicle, and it was terminal. And so we beg of you, if you're carrying a pet in the car, if it's not kenneled and secured down, you need to have it in a body harness. Before the show, we went on and looked, and there are multiple.
A quick Google search brought up so many. It's not
Chewy.com, Walmart, Collections, Petco, just to name a few. What is it? Niwa Dogs, Dog Belts, KeepDogSafe.com. And none of them were that expensive. $10 to $30, depending on the size of your dog, and it clicks into your seatbelt, and it keeps the animal in the vehicle.
I know we have a lot of Jeep dogs out there, Jeep cats, Jeep parrots, things like that. But again, it's just as safe. And Kevin even did a quick Google search and found out some states have laws, like Hawaii, a few others out there. That
let's see. Just for those that are listening, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, North Dakota, and Rhode Island all require your dog to be restrained, and more states are working on getting bills passed to that way. So keep that in mind. You may live in a state or travel in a state where restraining your dog correctly and safely is required, but really, don't do it for the law. Do it for your dog. Okay. So with that said, thoughts and prayers to the families, in that instance, but please keep your Jeep dog safe.
That's definitely a plus. But to get back on a more important subject, or not very more important, but less depressing subjects and more to the fun and meat of the potatoes. Meat of the potatoes? Oh, geez whiz.
He's really disturbed by this one, folks.
I am. Lack of sleep and all that will do that to you. But no, again, so enjoy the show. And like Kevin said, we really hope you check the video out because, again, this was an earlier show. It was a year ago.
Yeah, literally.
And it was a fun time. And, again, we wish we could go. But like Kevin and I always said from the beginning of our shows, is we balance work, family life, Jeeping and everything else. Sometimes things take more importance, family, work, whatever. So
it does.
We're hoping that people that got a chance to go this year enjoy it.
Yep, we do. And when we get to the next show, when you guys get in 2 more weeks to show 112, we're going to have a really different In the Garage segment for you.
Oh, I can't wait to share this. Oh, my goodness, man. That is so cool, man. You've got to check our pictures.
We're getting down to dirty teasers here. But yeah,
exactly.
We hope you all are having fun. Wheel safely. Stay healthy. Hopefully we'll get through this whole thing. And I got to shout out one thing, considering where we both live.
Yeah,
go Bucks!
Go, yeah,
awesome Super Bowl.
Yeah, we are definitely the champions, the champion state. Also, a big thank you again to Stacy Lynn Smith.
Yes,
if you have not checked out that show, we made the video public
as well.
Yes,
so you can actually see. For those of you who listened to the podcast last time and heard us talking about the blonde to my right, although she's to your left on screen because of the camera, you can actually now see who we're talking about, and she's been out doing her thing and sending the videos on and around like that. So it's been fantastic. The feedback we've got has been awesome.
Yes,
she's a wonderful character, an awesome wheeler, and a lot of fun to interview.
Yeah, we definitely got to have her on again.
So, all right. Well, we're going to sign off at this end. Not really a bye, but because there's a bye at the end of the video, so you guys can see that as well as the audio section.
Yep.
So, anything in closing remarks?
Have fun out there, kids.
Have fun. Stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Patreon.